Hello and welcome to my channel. Every time I shop, there are items unavailable. And every time I shop, items are becoming more and more expensive, and I have to ask myself, do I really need them? In comparison to many parts of the world, we are a privileged society. Will we ever starve? I don't think so, but we also like variety and flavor, and a diet of rice and beans is not very appealing. The world stands on the precipice of a global food crisis, a crisis unlike anything we've seen in generations. Empty supermarket shelves are becoming increasingly common. This fragile system is under immense strain. Millions are vulnerable to hunger and malnutrition. Food shortages lead to price spikes and social unrest. This is not a crisis we can afford to ignore. A multitude of converging crises are driving us toward a global food shortage. Climate change, with its increasingly erratic weather patterns, is wreaking havoc on agricultural yields. Droughts, floods, and extreme temperatures are becoming the new normal, decimating crops and disrupting planting cycles. The ongoing conflict in Europe has further exacerbated the situation, disrupting global supply chains and sending shockwaves through the agricultural sector. Russia and Ukraine, both agricultural powerhouses, are embroiled in a war that has crippled their ability to produce and export essential grains, pushing millions to the brink of starvation. Adding fuel to the fire is the rising cost of energy and fertilizer, essential inputs for modern agriculture. Soaring energy prices make it increasingly expensive to plant, harvest, and transport food, while fertilizer shortages threaten to slash crop yields even further. This perfect storm of interconnected crises has created a dire situation that demands our immediate attention. As food becomes scarcer, one thing is certain: prices will rise. This is a simple matter of supply and demand. When the supply of essential goods, like food, dwindles while demand remains constant or even increases, prices inevitably climb. This is not a matter of if, but when and how high. For families already struggling to make ends meet, rising food prices are a devastating blow. The cost of putting food on the table is becoming increasingly out of reach for millions, forcing them to make impossible choices between feeding their families and paying for other essentials like housing, utilities, healthcare, and education. The consequences of rising food prices are far-reaching. Food insecurity leads to malnutrition, stunting children's growth and development, and exacerbating existing health problems. It also fuels social unrest and instability as desperation and anger grow among those struggling to feed themselves and their families. The time to act is now, before this crisis spirals further out of control. Essential supplies for your pantry. Ensure your family's well-being in uncertain times. Stockpiling increases resilience against shortages and price hikes. Only this week, I needed to replenish tea bags, and they were almost double the price I had previously paid. Focus on shelf-stable staple carbohydrates like rice, beans, pasta, instant mash, and oats. Canned goods provide essential vitamins and minerals. Meat, fish, fruit, and vegetables. Dried fruit and nuts or protein bars. Flavor is a must, so don't forget those condiments. Stock, herbs, spices, and sauces, even honey and sugar. And can you live without your daily cuppa? Tea, freeze-dried coffee, and hot chocolate for the kids. Even powdered creamer is a must. A well-stocked pantry ensures access to nutritious food. And when you have a good stock of all I have mentioned, you can then add a few treats and non-essentials into the mix if you have the means and the space. Beyond stockpiling, building resilience in the face of uncertainty. Beyond stocking your pantry, there are other steps you can take to increase your resilience in the face of potential food shortages. Learning to grow your own food, even on a small scale, can provide a sense of empowerment and a source of fresh produce. Start with easy-to-grow herbs, vegetables, or fruits, and gradually expand your gardening skills. Connecting with your local community is another important step. Join or support community gardens, food banks, or other initiatives aimed at promoting food security. By working together, we can create more resilient local food systems and support those most vulnerable in times of need. Reducing food waste is crucial. We throw away a staggering amount of edible food each year, contributing to the problem of scarcity. Be mindful of your food consumption habits, plan meals in advance, and find creative ways to use leftovers and have a leftovers night at least once a week. Small changes in our daily lives can make a big difference in the long run. Up until now, many of us in the modern world have relied on freezers to preserve our food. However, we have to look back at how our ancestors did it and take note that this is the way forward. Learn the skill of dehydrating and canning. I do both, and it is a great way to preserve food, making it shelf staple, and with no need to rely on power to run a freezer. I personally only water bath can, and I water bath everything, including meat, and we are all still alive and kicking. Both these methods take a little time and preparation, but at least you know what you are preserving and without harmful chemicals and preserving agents. I don't have special equipment. I use a big pot and reuse shop jars, the ones my jams and sauces come in from the store. I get friends and family to save them for me and have invested in a pair of canning tongs and a small and cheap dehydrator. It really is all you need. A call to action, our shared responsibility in a time of scarcity. The looming food crisis is a global challenge that demands a collective response. We cannot afford to be bystanders as millions face hunger and malnutrition. This is a time for action, for solidarity, and for a renewed commitment to social and environmental justice. Demand action from our leaders. Urge them to invest in sustainable agriculture, strengthen social safety nets, and address the root causes of climate change. Support organizations working to alleviate hunger and promote food security around the world. Each one of us has a role to play in building a more just and sustainable food system. By making conscious choices about what we eat, how we grow our food, and how we support our communities, we can create a future where everyone has access to nutritious and affordable food. The time to act is now. And that's it, folks. You still have time to start prepping, but it's coming sooner than we anticipated. Don't panic. I have other videos that might be of help in planning what you do. Thank you for taking the time to watch. If you found this video helpful, you can subscribe for similar and help grow my channel so I can get promoted to more like-minded people. I would love to hear your thoughts, and by commenting below, you are also helping my channel. Even just say hello. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button. Here are more videos you might like. Bye for now.